Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina wa habibina wa imamina wa qudwatina Muhammad ibn Abdullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, welcome to our weekly class on the explanation of Al-Muqaddimah Al-Ajurrimiyyah by Sheikh Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid Rahimahullah, whose explanation is called Al-Tuhfah Al-Sanniyyah. So I hope all of you are well, in the best of health and Iman. Alhamdulillah, yes, last week we finished talking about Alamatul Nasb. Before that it was Alamatul Raf'. Then Alamatul Nasb, which we finished talking about last week. And today, inshallah, we shall start Alamatul Khafd or Alamatul Jar. And then it will be Alamatul Jazm. And then after that, we'll move on to a new topic, inshallah. So, today's session, therefore, I'll get the screen up so I can share the screen with you. Okay, so I hope you can all see the screen, bi'idhnillah. I hope you can still all hear me. Can you see it now, the screen?
Yes, Akhi, I can see it and hear it, and hear you too.
All right, okay, Jazakallah khair. All right, so khair, inshallah. So here it is. Anyone who cannot see it, perhaps you might need to log out and log in again. طيب, so Bismillah, Alamatul Khafd. قال, so the author rahimahullah ibn Ājurrum, he says, وَلِلْخَفْضِ ثَلَاثُ عَلَامَاتٍ الْكَسْرَةُ وَالْيَاءُ وَالْفَتْحَةُ. So the author rahimahullah, he says that for khafd, yani for jar, there are three signs: al-kasra and al-ya and al-fatha. Okay. وَأَقُولُ, and then the sharih, the one who explains, Shaykh Muhammad Muhyiddin rahimahullah, he says, وَأَقُولُ يُمْكِنُكَ أَن تَعْرِفَ أَنَّ الْكَلِمَةَ مَخْفُودَةٌ إِذَا وَجَدْتَ فِيهَا وَاحِدًا مِنْ ثَلَاثَةِ أَشْيَاءَ. So he says, I say, it's possible for you to know that a particular word is makhfood, it is majroor, if you find in this word one of the following three things. Al-awwalu al-kasra. The first of these three things is al-kasra. So if you find at the end of this word al-kasra, then you know that this word is majroor or makhfood. وَهِيَ الْأَصْلُ فِي الْخَفْض. And al-kasra is the asl in khafd, in jar. We're talking about jar, the asl is kasra, just like in raf', the asl is dhamma. In an-nasb, the asl is fatha. And in khafd or jar, the asl is al-kasra. And al-jazm, the asl is sukun, and so on. والثاني الياء, and the second one is الياء. والثالث الفتحة. وهما فرعان الكسرة. وهما, and these two, meaning الياء and al-fatha, They are branches of kasra. They branch off from kasra because kasra is the asl. ولكل واحد من هذه الأشياء الثلاثة مواضع يكون فيها. And for each one of these three, there are places in which you will find them, in which they shall be. Okay, so al-kasra has specific places, so does the ya, and so does the fatha. وسنذكر ذلك تفصيلا فيما يلي, and we are going to mention that in detail in what is to come. So obviously, first things first, we're going to start with al-kasra. Which is nice and easy, inshallah. Al-kasra wa mawadi'uha. Al-kasra and the places you shall find the kasra in. Qala, the author, Ibn Ājurrumiyyah, rahimahullah, he says, فأما الكسرة فتكون علامة للخفض في ثلاثة مواضع. As for kasra, then it is a sign for khafd, sign for jar in three situations. في الاسم المفرد المنصرف, الاسم المفرد المنصرف وجمع التكسير المنصرف وجمع المؤنث السالم. So now in these three situations, kasra is the alamatul khafd, alamatul jar. In ism al-mufrad al-munsarif, what does that mean? Ism al-mufrad, you know what ism al-mufrad is? Al-munsarif yani is not mamnu' min as-sarf. Yani al-ism al-munsarif, it is an ism, the normal asma, yeah, but here what it means that it's not mamnu' min as-sarf. Meaning al-ism alladhi yaqbalu at-tanween. It is an ism al-mufrad, any ism al-mufrad which can accept a tanween. Because you know, ism which is mamnu' min as-sarf, and we're going to come to more details. I'm just going to very quickly touch on this now, but inshallah during this lesson and especially next lesson, we're going to look at these kind of asma in more detail. But for now, you need to know when he says al-ism al-mufrad al-munsarif, it is an ism al-mufrad which is not mamnu' min as-sarf, meaning it can take tanween. It can take tanween. And the likewise with jam' al-taksir al-munsarif, because there are some jam' al-taksirs, they are mamnu' min as-sarf, they cannot take tanween. But here we're talking about munsarif, the one that can take tanween. And of course, jam' al-mu'annath as-salim. So now let's look at the explanation. وأقول للكسرة ثلاثة مواضع تكون في كل واحد منها علامة على أن الاسم مخفوض. For kasra, there are three places. تكون في كل واحد منها. In each of these three, the kasra is an alama, is a sign. Okay, so again, للكسرة ثلاثة مواضع. For kasra, there are three places, as is mentioned here. What three places? In which, yani three places, and in each of these three places, the kasra is an alama, sign, to show what? That this ism is makhfood, it's majroor. Al-mawdi' al-awwal, the first place. Al-mawdi' al-awwal, al-ism al-mufrad al-munsarif. That's the first one. Okay. Al-ism al-mufrad al-munsarif. وقد عرفت معنى كونه مفردا. And and we've done this a few times. You know what it means for it to be mufradan. Yeah, you know what ism al-mufrad is, okay? So what's new here? ومعنى كونه منصرفا. As for when I say here munsarif, what does that mean? أن الصرف يلحق آخره. That sarf can be found, can be attached at the end of it. What is sarf? He told you sarf now. والصرف هو التنوين. And sarf, it is tanween. As I mentioned to you before, al-ism al-mufrad al-munsarif is the one that's not mamnu min al-sarf, meaning يقبل التنوين. It can accept tanween. Okay. For example, نحو سعيت إلى محمد. يعني I went to Muhammad, for example, سعيت, I went, in a vigorously or something like that. Yes, I went to Muhammad. Okay, so let's look at this. نحو سعيت إلى محمد ونحو رضيت عن علي ونحو استفدت من معاشرة خالد. I benefited from mixing and living with Khalid. ونحو أعجبني خلق بكر, and I was amazed by the manners of Bakr. فكل من, now I'll explain to you. فكل من محمد, so each one of them from Muhammad here, وعلي here, مخفوض. Yeah. فكل من محمد وعلي, as for each one of the Muhammad and Ali, they are مخفوض. They are مجرور. Why? لدخول حرف الخفض عليه, because حرف الجر has entered upon it. The first one, إلى محمد. Next one, عن علي. And we've looked at حروف الجر before and their different meanings. نعم. وعلامة خفض الكسرة ظاهرة. And what is the alama of the khafd, alamat al-jar for these two? It's kasra dhahira. Look here. Muhammadin, Aliyin. واضح. وكل من خالد وبكر مخفوض لإضافة ما قبله إليه. And as for each one of these from Khalid and Bakr, and they are makhfud, they are majroor. Why are they majroor? Because they are mudaf ilayh. لإضافة ما قبله إليه. Because what is before it is mudaf to it. So here, for example, Khalid. What is before Khalid? Mu'ashara. Mu'ashara is mudaf to Khalid. Bakr, here we're talking about Bakr, yes. What is before Bakr is khuluq, is mudaf to Bakr. So an ism can be majroor for two reasons. Either because before it is a harf al-jar, or because it is mudaf ilayhi. It is mudaf ilayhi, because either due to the presence of huruf al-jar or because of idafa. And ism can be mudaf. So this is just the author's trying to give you a variety of examples, okay? So now, وَكُلٌّ مِّنْ خَالِدٍ وَبَكْرٍ مَخْفُوضٌ. Why? لِإِضَافَةِ مَا قَبْلَهُ إِلَيْهِ. وَعَلَامَةُ خَفْضِهِ الْكَسْرَ ظَاهِرَةُ أَيْضًا. And also in these two situations, the alamat al-khafd, alamat al-jar is also kasra dhahira, as is very evident. Khalidin, Bakrin. So now it says here, وَمُحَمَّدٌ وَعَلِيٌّ وَخَالِدٌ وَبَكْرٌ أَسْمَاءٌ مُفْرَدَةٌ. They are all mufrad, is mufrad. وَهِيَ مُنْصَرِفَةٌ. And they are munsarifa. Why are they munsarifa? لِلُحُوكِ التَّنْوِينِ لَهَا. Because each one of them has a tanween at the end. Muhammadin, Aliyin, Khalidin, Bakrin. So these are examples of ism al-mufrad al-munsarif. Now, that is that. All right, let's do one i'rab. Let's do this i'rab here. Istafattu min mu'ashrati Khalidin. I have benefited from living with or mixing Khalid. And this here, There is absolutely nothing new in this i'rab. Yani this i'rab should be very easy for you to do. Everything in this jumla, we have done it several times. So inshallah, it should be a piece of cake. So let me write it down. Istafatul mu'ashati Khalid. Okay. Yes. نعم. استفدت من معاشرة خالد. So, would anybody? Okay. Would anybody like to have a go at the i'rab on the mic? Also, please feel free to type. If anyone wants to have a go on the mic, that would be a bonus. All right, so I'll just write it out for you then. But as I said, because we've done this so many times before, I will not be writing the full i'rab because you should know it. So istafattu, this is fi'l wa fa'il. So istafada, this is the fi'l. It's fi'l al-madin. Here is mabniyun ala sukun. The asl, dear brothers and sisters, as you know, the asl in fi'l al-madi, that it should be mabniyun ala al-fath. But here it's not. And we know why. Fi'l al-madin mabniyun ala sukun littisalihi. لاتصاله بضمير الرفع المتحرك. المتحرك. So it's فعل ماض. استفدت. فعل ماض مبني على السكون. Why? لاتصاله بضمير الرفع المتحرك. Because it is attached to ضمير الرفع المتحرك. استفدت. نعم. And therefore التاء is of course the ضمير المتصل, which is مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. نعم. ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. Then min is, as you know, is حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. معاشرة, you should know, is اسم مجرور بمن وعلامة جره obviously الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره وهو مضاف. هو مضاف. And therefore Khalid would be مضاف إليه مجرور وعلامة جره القصد إلى آخره. And then والجار والجار والمجرور متعلق ب. Remember, الجار المجرور here is متعلق ب the فعل استفادة. ب استفادة. Nice and simple. Nothing new here. نعم. طيب. So that's what it is, yeah. So let's quickly read it again. So استفدت من معاشرة خالد. استفاد فعل ماض مبني على السكون لاتصاله بضمير الرفع المتحرك. التاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. من حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. معاشرة اسم مجرور بمن وعلامة جر كسر ظاهر الآخر وهو مضاف. خالد مضاف إليه مجرور وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره والجار والمجرور متعلق باستفاده. Okay, so that's the i'rab of that. Switching back to the book. So now we're moving on to there. والموضع الثاني. So remember we said al-kasra is علامة الخفض وعلامة الجر in three situations. The first one we mentioned الاسم المفرد المنصرف. The second one is جمع التكسير المنصرف. So as it says here والموضع الثاني جمع التكسير المنصرف. نعم. Okay. جمع التكسير المنصرف. وقد عرفت مما سبق معنى جمع التكسير, and from what has preceded you know the meaning of جمع التكسير. وعرفت في الموضع الأول هنا معنى كوني منصرفا, and also in the first situation that we mentioned here you have also learned the meaning of munsarifan. So both things you know now. You know what جمع التكسير means and you know what munsarif means. جمع التكسير you have not learned from before, and as for the word munsarif then you have learned it here. هنا you learned it here in the موضع الأول, in the first place where we showed that the kasra is علامة الخفض, and that was الاسم المفرد المنصرف. So for example وذلك نحو مررت برجال كرام ونحو رضيت عن أصحاب لنا شجعان. Two examples, yes. مررت برجال كرام, I passed by some honorable generous men. رضيت عن أصحاب لنا شجعان, and I was pleased with our brave companions. I was pleased with our brave ashab, companions. شجعان. So what does it say? فكل من رجال وأصحاب. So he's talking about now these words رجال and أصحاب, both of these words مخفوض. They are مخفوض. Why? لدخول حرف الخفض عليه, because of حرف الخفض. Here is الباء and here is عن. وعلامة خفض الكسر ظاهرة, and علامة خفض علامة الجر كسر ظاهرة, as you can see رجال أصحاب. وكل من كرام وشجعان. As for كرام and شجعان, each one of these كرام and شجعان مخفوض. They are also مخفوض مجرور. Why? لأنه نعت للمخفوض, because they are نعت, they are صفة for that which is مخفوض. Okay, so therefore they are also مخفوض, also مجرور. So here كرام is نعت for رجال, so it's going to be مخفوض just like رجال. And here شجعان is نعت لأصحاب, so it's going to be مخفوض like أصحاب. وعلامة خفض الكسر ظاهرة أيضا. Also the علامة خفض الكسر الظاهرة. You can see here كرام شجعان. ورجال وأصحاب وكرام وشجعان. What are these four words? جموع تكسير. They are جمع تكسير. وهي منصرفة. They are also منصرفة. Why they منصرفة? للحوق التنوين لها, because they have تنوين at the end of it. نعم. So طيب. So that's that. All right. Okay, let's do the i'rab of this. رضيت أن أصحابي لنا شجعان. I was pleased with our companions, our brave companions. Okay, let me write it down. So رضيت أن أصحاب لنا شجعان Okay, again, there is absolutely nothing new here. All old news. The i'rab here is all old. Okay, I hope you can hear me here. I'm not sure what keeps happening.
Sound is fine here, أخي.
All right, okay. All right, so, okay, Ilyas, you had your hand on first. Okay, Ilyas, 1 second. Umar, you can do the next one, inshallah. Brother Umar can do the next one. And Ilyas can do this one, inshallah. Okay, Ilyas, go ahead. رضية.
رضي فعل ماض مبني على السكون لاتصاله بضمير رفع متحرك.
Yep, excellent. Okay, so this is what we said before, guys. Yes, رضيت. Yeah, so رضيت. So here فعل ماض مبني على السكون. Why مبني على السكون؟ لاتصاله بضمير رفع متحرك. نعم. والتاء
ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل.
Yep, excellent. والتاء ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. رضيت. نعم.
عن حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم. عن حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل من الإعراب. أصحاب
اسم المجرور بعن وعلامة جره كسرة ظاهرة على آخره.
نعم. أصحاب of course اسم مجرور بأن وعلامة جره الكسر ظاهر آخره. نعم. الجار المجرور متعلق
الجار والمجرور متعلق برضية.
متعلق برضية. نعم. متعلق برضية. نعم. الجار المجرور متعلق برضية. طيب. رضيت أن أصحاب لنا شجعان. طيب. So we have two things here. لنا. Let's look at لنا first. So what do we say? لنا يعني اللام. What is the lam here? I cannot hear you.
لام التمليك.
No, it's حرف جر here also. حرف جر مبني على الفتح. نعم مبني الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب. نعم. And then na, what is na?
نا ضمير متصل
ضمير متصل
مبني مبني على السكون في محل نصب مفعول به. Ustadh, we can't hear you.
Yes, sounds cut out.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
It's okay now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, sorry, what we're saying then here, lana, this alam is harf jar, mabni al fath, la mahalla lahu min al i'rab, and na is damirun muttasilun, mabni al sukun, في محل جر باللام. طيب. So we have al-jar. We had al-jar majroor here. This was متعلق برضية. رضيت عن أصحاب لنا شجعان. So here لنا al-jar majroor is متعلق with what? Ilyas, do you know?
لا أعرف.
Okay, no problem. So here we would say, okay, look at the word ashabin. Yes. And you know the word shuj'anin. Okay, and we have mentioned in the book when we were reading the commentary, we mentioned that shuj'anin is a sifa or na'at, you can say. Yes, for ashabin. Shuj'anin is sifa or na'at for ashabin. Okay, brave companions or brave friends. Okay, now lana is also sifa for ashabin. Yani, I look here, I was pleased with the companions. Now you are going to describe these companions. Our companions. Ours. So you're describing the companions, yani they are our companions. They are brave companions. So we have two sifas here. We have two sifas, two na'ats for ashab. The first na'at you're describing, you're telling them they're our companions. In second description, you are saying they're brave. So what happens, and we've done this many times, remember the four situations? One of them is what? That if al-jar majroor happens to be in the place of a sifa or na'at, let's call it sifa, happens to be in the place of a sifa, then it's going to be muta'alliq with something mahdoof, and that thing which is mahdoof and has been omitted, that was the original sifa for ashab. But now this has taken its place. Remember the 4 scenarios, yes? So one of the 4 scenarios is sifa. If al-jar majroor happens to be in the place of a sifa, then it's going to be, of course, there has to be muta'alliq to something. But here it's going to be muta'alliq to something which is mahdoof, and that mahdoof is the thing that is the sifa for ashab. So here, quite simply, we would say what we have always been saying. Nothing new. As I told you, there's nothing new here. Wal majjalu majroor muta'alliqun bi mahdhoofin. Muta'alliq bi mahdhoofin sifatu ashab. Sifatu ashab. Taqdeeruhu. Taqdeeruhu, we can say raditu an ashabin an ashabin kainina lana. Shuj'anin. That is the taqdeer. Okay, so jal majrur, which is lana, it is muta'alliqun bi mahdhoofin sifatu ashabin. So this you see here, brothers and sisters, kainina. This is the real sifa for ashabin. And al-jar majroor is muta'alliq with this sifa, which is mahdoof. Of course, it's kainina for 2 reasons. Number 1 is jam', because ashab is jam'. So kainina is jam'. Nah? Ashab is jam'. Kainina is also jam'. Secondly, why is it majroor? Because ashabin is majroor, so kainina majroor. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, والجار مجرور متعلق بمحذوف صفة أصحاب تقدير أنا أصحاب كائنين لنا شجعان. Okay, so Ilyas, let's finish it off. شجعان.
شجعان صفة لأصحاب.
نعم، صفة ثانية لأصحاب. نعم، مجرور
مثله وعلامة جره كسرة ظاهرة على آخره.
نعم، أحسنت ما شاء الله. نعم. So شجعان is صفة ثانية, is the second صفة for أصحاب. مجرور مثله is going to be مجرور just like أصحاب, of course. وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره. نعم. Okay, so That's that. Okay, so interesting comments in the chat. Okay, متعلق ثاني. With radhi also, because it's not متعلق with محذوف صفة, because there is a صفة. Still the same then. متعلق with محذوف صفة تقديره كائن. Okay, نعم. أحسنت. الجملة بعد نكرة نعت. نعم. Okay, that's a very good point as well. With تنوين كسرة, because matching the صفة. نعم. كائنين. نعم. It's a جمع مذكر سالم. كائن كائنون. So كائنين. But جمع مذكر سالم is مجرور with a ya. And also brother Umar is mentioned another point here, that he said, look here, he said, why is this sifa? Because look here, lana is sifa, is the first sifa. Yani we're just making it easy. Yani it's not really the sifa. Really the sifa is ka'inina. First sifa for ashab is ka'inina, which is mahdhuf. But for to make things simpler, let's just say lana is sifa. Okay, and shuj'anin is sifa thaniya. So hey lana, how do we know hey lana is sifa? Because here, can you see ashabin? So if there's a jar majroor comes after nakira, hey ashabin is nakira, then the jar majroor here is going to be sifa. If a jar majroor comes after ma'rifah, then the jar majroor is going to be hal. Okay, so if this had al, and if I said raditu anil ashabi with the al, then lana would be hal. So we would be saying lana al jar majrur muta'alliqun bi mahdhufin hal. The taqdir would be the same. Raditu an ashabin yani kainina lana shuj'anin. Naam. So naam. Okay, so that's just a side point there. Okay. Okay, let's look at mawdi' al-thalith for today, the last thing we're going to do, inshallah. وَالْمَوْضِعُ الثَّالِثُ جَمْعُ الْمُؤَنَّثِ السَّالِمِ. So the last situation for kasra to be علامة الخفض علامة الجر is in جمع مؤنث سالم. وقد عرفت مما سبق معنى جمع المؤنث السالم, and what has preceded you have known the meaning of جمع مؤنث سالم. وذلك نحو نظرت إلى فتيات مؤدبات. I looked at girls. I was looking at the girls who were well mannered. وَنَحْوُ رَضِيتُ الْمُسْلِمَاتٍ قَانِتَاتٍ, and I am pleased with the Muslimat who are devout Muslimat. So فَكُلٌّ مِّن فَتَيَاتٍ وَمُسْلِمَاتٍ مَخْفُودٌ. So both of them, فَتَيَاتٍ and Muslimatin, they are مخفوض. Why? لدخول حرف الخفض عليه, because the حرف الخفض here إلى فتيات and here عن مسلمات. وعلامة خفضه الكسر ظاهرة. Yep, as you can see فتيات مسلمات. وكل من مؤدبات وقانتات مخفوض. And also likewise مؤدب, each one of these two مؤدبات and قانتات, they are also مخفوض. Why? لأنه تابع للمخفوض, because they follow what is مخفوض. They are not for the مخفوض. So here مؤدبات, it follows what is مخفوض, which is فتيات. Here قانتات, it follows what is مخفوض, that's مسلمات. So they are again نعت. So مؤدبات is نعت فتيات and قانتات is نعت for مسلمات. وكل نعم. وعلامة خفضه الكسر ظاهر أيضا. Also here the علامة الكسر خفض والجر is كسر ظاهرة. مؤدبات وقانتات. وكل من فتيات, each one of these فتيات ومسلمات ومؤدبات وقانتات, all these four words, what are they? جمع مؤنث سالم. جمع مؤنث سالم. Okay. We're going to finish with that. We'll do one more i'rab. Brother Umar can do this i'rab, and that is this one, and we'll finish with this today, inshallah. Let's do this one. Raditu an muslimatin qanitatin. Should be nice and easy, inshallah. Again, nothing new here. So let me write it down first. Raditu an muslimatin qanitatin. Qanitat. Okay, so again, this is should be straightforward. نعم تفضل أخ عمر.
رضي فعل ماضي مبني على السكون لاتصال ضمير متحرك متصل.
نعم أحسن. So رضي فعل ماض مبني. Okay, like the one before. Good. أحسنت. فعل ماض مبني على السكون لاتصاله بضمير الرفع المتحرك. نعم. والتاء.
التاء ضمير متصل متحرك مبني على الرفع في محل رفع فاعل.
نعم أحسنت. ضمير متصل مبني على الضم في محل رفع فاعل. So that's نعم هذا فعل وهذا فاعل. نعم. عن
حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب.
أحسنت. نعم حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل من الإعراب. مسلمات
اسم المجرور بعن وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم أحسنت. اسم مجرور بأن وعلامة جره كسر ظاهر على آخره. نعم. قانتات
وهو منعوت.
نعم. مسلمات منعوت. نعم. وقانتات
نعت مجرور وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم أحسنت. صفة مسلمات. قانتات صفة مسلمات وهو مجرور مثله. It's مجرور just like it. And وعلامة جره الكسر ظاهر الآخر والجار المجرور متعلق. نعم
الجار والمجرور متعلق برضع.
راضية. نعم أحسنت. طيب excellent, very good, ما شاء الله أحسنت. Okay, good job everyone today. So that's all we have time for today. خير inshallah, brothers and sisters, so we'll leave it there. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وآخر دعوانا والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاكم الله خيرا.